Hey everybody, it's deer season already. Can you believe it? I wanted to put together a video of opening weekend and show you my thought process and what's going on and the results of my hunting opening weekend. But before we get to that, I got some new boots. Woohoo! Woohoo! Tide Wee Swamp boots. So if I get boots, you know the rule, you get boots. So we're going to give a pair away to our YouTube watchers. What you need to do to win the boots, if you want them, is to pick a number between 1 and 5,000. Post it in the comments below, and you also have to be following Tide Wee's YouTube page. If you need a link, I'll give you one. What's going on over here?
Hey, getting ready to go?
Yeah? Aren't you digging this rain? This ain't bad, it's just misty.
It's misty, it's gonna be too bad. You're gonna get wet in a t-shirt, but...
You're gonna overheat and all that crap.
And I'll be wet inside, yeah, I know. It's hunting. But I'm ready. Kill.
Kill? So we're the only ones here. No one else out here. It's about 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, not a soul out here. I saw 2 trucks in the main parking lot. There's actually some tracks in the grass. There might have been somebody here in the morning, but they'd have had a miserable hunt in the rain. Unless it's from scouting last week. A lot of guys like to go out and scout ahead of time.
It was raining pretty hard too.
Yeah. It's a nice stand you got.
Yeah. Don't give away too much on there. I'm glad mine's on me because I completely forgot about it. Got it right there.
That's your milkweed container?
Yeah.
I just find one on the way out.
They're so milky.
Yeah, they got dry. But I guess still got some from last year. I just pick a couple when I come out and
Throw them on the dash.
yeah. Ready?
I'm always ready.
Then what are you waiting for?
Let's go. Waiting for you to take your pull.
Aren't you the carry boy? Here, give me it. We might see something to kill. Then I could jump in front of you. A lot of sign back here, eh? It's all matted down where they're laying. Heavy trail coming out over there, another one back behind you. The closer we get to our spots, the more to sign. Opening day, man, isn't this great?
This is looking good.
Smell that? You smell the weeds, the dampness, the muck, the swamp.
Wakes you up, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's been a long season so far. I'm ready to kill one. I've been waiting long enough this season.
Me too. We're coming out of one. We're coming out with one tonight.
Yeah.
Or 2. That'd be nice. It'd be a lot of work.
yeah. Let's do it.
All right.
Look at this bed. There's feces from 2 different sits in it.
Yep.
The closer we get here, the more sign we're getting. It just keeps picking up. And now the rain's stopping. I mean, I'm already drenched. I'm soaked, but
It's good for you.
yeah. I haven't had a shower in 3 weeks, so it'll be good.
Puts hair in your chest too.
Yeah, it'll kind of get some of the stank off me.
Right.
Should've brought some soap.
Well, you haven't used deodorant in years. Who cares?
We've probably gone about almost a half mile. We got almost a quarter mile to go. And I'm really liking the sign. There's no other vehicles in the parking lot. This should be good. I think we should see some deer.
Definitely.
Oh look, there's another pile of poop there.
It looks bigger, like buck poop.
Yeah, you know, there was the last couple of years, early season, there was a buck bedding underneath this tree here. There's a little hole in there. You see if that bed's still there.
Let's do it.
I mean, that's the thing too. You know, you get a lot of these guys that want to come back and hunt these spots, and they won't walk through sign like this because they're spooking deer. But if we don't get to where the deer are,
You
the
can't
good
kill 'em.
ones, you're just going to be shooting little things and seeing little things. So we got to go to where the bigger bucks are,
Yep.
where they bed. See that?
Oh yeah.
And look at the crossing for the river for the escape.
Look at that.
See the river crossing escape?
Yep. It's pretty mucked up there too, right on the edge.
Yeah. Might have kicked them out of here.
I bet you we did.
Yeah, it's amazing how those spots get used year after year after year, the same time frame. You know, opening week that gets used, but the rest of the year it doesn't. You know, as soon as people start walking through.
Yeah,
here-
you're walking through here. They don't want to be here anymore.
Right. But a guy could plan for that, like next year, do a hunt over here, figure out how he's coming in and out of here now. It looks to me like they're going through the way we just walked because there's so much action over there. There's even a scrape over there. A guy could set up over by that scrape, not affect this bedding, not affect that bedding, to get right in between them. That wouldn't be a bad spot for next year. I mean, it's done for now, but after seeing this 3 years in a row, now it's finally sinking through my thick skull. I think a good buck's using that too by the looks of the bed and how well it's hidden. But you don't know. I mean, there's no rubs to really say.
That's definitely a buck though.
The trail's
Ooh,
pretty
look
big
at
here.
this right here.
Yeah. And look at how beat this trail is. Nobody's been back here.
This is all deer.
There's no humans been back here yet. Alright, so I crept in along that ridge back here, and there's a lot of deer sign at the point, kind of coming along the swamp out, and I'm not sure if they'll come and range me. I kind of wish I would have stuck Rick over there. That was like the second option, because there was a lot of deer sign over there, and there's not that much over here, but I'm going to give this a try anyways. I picked this hickory tree that's busted off up there. I'm going to get up into here. I can shoot down into there, and I can shoot down into here, and I'm expecting deer to come up along that edge and come through here and go that way. And there's an old rubble line that goes along there. That's where we see them travel a lot. But I have seen them come up this point here. There's a point that comes out to bedding. I've seen them come up this point too. And most of the time they come through here, right in this area, and then maybe even shift back over. But I've seen them go along that far edge too, and then there's nothing I can do, but I could come back tomorrow if it's a real big buck. So, plenty of time to set up here. We got it just off wind, kind of blowing that way. So the wind's blowing that way, and I'd be shooting a deer right there, and the wind's blowing like that. So, but the wind's going to get better throughout the night and go more that way. So, with no acorns, I think the deer are going straight through back to crop fields back there, because we don't have any acorn crop at all this year. But right at this tree there ain't much sign at all, but the ground's kind of hard. It's hard to tell. We walked through a lot better sign than this to hunt back here.
September 12th, opening day in Wisconsin. Me and Dan just got out here to hunt. Spot I am in has oak trees, but not a whole lot of acorn sign. But there are some trails. We got a bowl out here where they bed and can come through here. We got a shooting lane over here. And then there's a lot of them that will come this way. And behind me, there's brush out there where they also bed. Wind's coming from southwest, perfect wind. Can't wait to shoot one.
Raining out here pretty good. Finally back in the tree stand again. Looks like I got rain on the lens. There we go. Here we go, finally back in the tree stand again. And once again, the best tree is a dead one. Broken off just above where I'm sitting. But I got a nice natural opening right through there. And I got a nice natural opening right through here, and through there, where none of these other trees really gave me that. We got a point that comes out here, embedded on the other side of the point, and any deer that comes down this point is going to come within at least sight of me. They might come just out of range if they're way over, but that's typically not the norm. And they're going to come through here, unless they stay in the thick, which is possible. Rick is just on the other side of the bowl, and the tree's just over there. He's only about 100 yards from me. And none of the acorns are dropping. Lots of sign where I came back here. Not much sign right here. So I don't know what to expect. I mean, the ground's real hard. I might just not be able to see it. And there's a good possibility they're all walking right along that edge. And I'm not walking over there because I don't want to get my scent over there. But I'm feral once again. In the woods, in the game, in the rain. Well, now to just sit back and take it in. That was cool. We had 2 bucks come in. I don't think I got good footage of the first one, but I could have shot them both. But they caught me by surprise. They came in so quiet. But they were just little guys. The first one had, it looked like spikes, but it might have been a fork horn, but because they're kind of high. And the second one had little spikes that were still in velvet. Hopefully there's a big one in there. I'm gonna have to start paying attention a little better. Cool stuff.
I saw 5 deer. Had one around 4:30 go from south to north. Nice sized doe. Went up the tree line. Had a small doe come out behind me here. Kind of startled me because it was only 15 yards away. Then I had 2 small bucks come up this way, right underneath me. I could have jumped on one of the deer's backs.
How big were they?
It was a spiker and a 4-pointer.
Yeah, they came by me. I couldn't tell what they were. and I figured they'd make it over here. And right after that, you told me that you had them come by. So I'm sure that's what they were.
Yeah, the spiker was in velvet, so they definitely weren't clinking antlers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then they're the same 2 bucks that went by me earlier.
Really?
Because the spike was in velvet, and the other one looked like a spike, but it might have been a fork horn. Those were right underneath me early in the day.
Fork horn, and it
Yeah, like
even was
4
a little
o'clock.
bit bloody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, I
got
had those
video
go
of
right
that one.
underneath me.
I got video of that one out in the field here once I could get the camera on it. They were right here. I couldn't even move.
Yeah, that's the trouble with today. It was so quiet that they snuck right up on me too. All of a sudden they're there, and I'm like, where the hell did they come from?
I can't forget about the big bodied butt I saw. That's all I saw. It wasn't I don't know if it was a doe or a buck, but it had a big ass back end, and it was following the same way from south up the tree line there. It was pretty big.
No, there's a lot of deer in here.
Yeah, it was exciting. It was fun. I don't know how much I got on video, but
Well, all right. Yeah, I thought for sure we'd shoot something today because there's usually a lot of deer in here opening weekend.
well, there was. It's
Yeah.
just I wasn't willing to shoot those small bucks. And
Yeah, me either. I was hoping a big doe would come by, or one of the bucks I've been seeing out in the fields glassing.
yeah, I didn't have the big doe near me except for that one that was probably 45 yards away.
It's a fun hunt.
Yeah, well,
Mario sent a text and said that 2 shooters ran past his stand.
I saw that. Yeah, yeah. Like 800 miles an hour, he said.
Right.
Good. Well, not good that he couldn't get a shot.
I was kind of surprised for how warm it was. No mosquitoes.
There was a few, but not bad at all.
I sprayed down before I came out here, but I didn't even have one buzz me.
They didn't bother me at all. I think after it dries up and stuff, they'll start to hatch.
Yeah. All right, well, it's a long walk out of here. Let's get going.
Alrighty.
It's day number 2. I'm in a little public swamp, a different one from yesterday. There's always some good bucks in here. I'm really close to where my son James shot a 160s inch 10-pointer. I'm pretty close to a parking lot, but instead of taking the beaten path, I came through all the brush and nasty briars and stuff down into the swamp where they bed, and I got in this willow tree that's isolated out here. There's no other trees around it really close, and from doing deer drives with gun, I know there's some bedding right over there, right over there, right over there, and back behind me, and all the trails kind of, if you look at an aerial spider to this tree, there's a bunch of beds under this tree too, but I think they're more lesser bucks. The better bucks are bedded over there. We found a dead buck bedded once right over there. This is a great spot. We'll see what happens. The trails are real heavy, but I don't even know what's back here, so good thing is I can see quite a ways, so if something moves through, I should get a look at it. There's a apple tree about 100 yards back behind me, and right behind it is an oak tree that's actually dropping acorns this year, but there are very few left. I found one on the ground, and the ground's kind of tore up, and the trails all come from over here. So there's boot tracks coming back here, but they don't come down to here, so I don't know if they made an impact or not. But should be a good night. I'll sit and wait and see what happens. Rat Slayer's buck died right there. Right where my finger's touching. And right in those bushes is a good buck bedding area. I've kicked some good ones right off of that point. Rob shot a buck coming out of here right over there 2 years ago. We shot a couple bucks and does right down here. There's a good bedding point right there. We've shot bucks off of that. This is a good spot. The main trails go skirt these cattails and go right alongside of here. But there's also a good one coming out through there, and I got a little tiny hole. And got a little bit of a hole back there. And the wind's perfect. Actually, coming in here, I stopped at that oak tree and I was tempted to sit up there. And I had to sit there and weigh the options. There were hardly any acorns there. And I figured the trails were coming from beyond here. And there's the chance that you kick deer out of these lesser beds back here and you ruin your hunt. And I may have. But I was quiet and I certainly didn't see anything jump up. Didn't see any run tracks in the trail as I got over here. I feel like I made a clean entrance. This is one of those overlooked spots right by the road. Obviously nobody's been in here. I had to cut a hole into this tree in order to sit here. Well, what do you know? I got a friend back here. A little squirrel or something. A little squirrel trying to jump on my back. You can see a heavy trail coming right through here. You can see another one coming right through right there. And another one coming down here. And those are the trails I'm expecting the bucks to come in on. We've seen some giants in here over the years. This is a really good piece of public. Having bucks pop up out of bedding and come past you never gets old. That one was a little bit on the small side. It's still kind of exciting when you set up correctly on public land and they come from where you expect them to. Cool stuff. You got a little time left. Hopefully a big one shows. I'm sitting at Dave's farm. I got in here really late. I wanted to run out in the swamp, get on an island. I got home. There's a bunch of crap going on I had to take care of. That's why I like road trips. There's no crap to take care of. But I ran out here late and decided to just go to Dave's farm because I wouldn't have to set up a stand. I could get into this observation spot here and watch these lower plots and stuff. But there's actually a lot of buck sign here, and I wouldn't doubt it if a buck gets this far in daylight. Being this early, nobody's hunted the farm yet. I was pretty surprised to see some beds up on top of the hill, and one of them looked like it was fresh. I might have kicked the buck out of it. Watching downwind, we got an east wind coming in, and he was sitting on the fence line watching down, and the grass was still matted heavy. So I think the deer was there, and I kicked it out of there, and it was a big bed. I probably should have stopped and filmed it, but I really wanted to get in here because I'm running so late. Dave's mom caught me at the farm and talked my ears off. So anyways, I finally got down here. I slipped in here, and where those beds were, there was a big rub too, a big high rub, fresh, still bleeding, and a lot of buck sign up on the top here. And we've got a food plot down here, but it's more of a feeding area. We usually do our killing in the back, but I just got a good feeling about this today. Like they might still be in here without no pressure on the farm, especially with some of the pressure that's in the back. This is really getting to be a tangle up in here, and sometimes we get bucks to bed back in here, and occasionally right down here. And early season's been pretty good down here, so I could be in a position to kill, but I'm really, in a spot to get eyes on. This spot has never been hunted. One of the beast members came over for a deer drive last year and gave me a tripod stand, and I took it out here and set it up here because there's no trees over here you can get into, and I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'd be surprised if no deer come out though. So we got a good bedding area up there, kind of up the hill, but they come out down there and then come in. And then we got some bedding back here, and some down here. And there's even some right on that tree line over there. But it looked like I bumped the buck back here. The birds are going nuts in the swamp for some reason. That's a good thing. Something's got them spooky down there. When I moved the camera arm made a little bit of a noise, and that mature doe caught that and spun around and looked in my direction. Now, being on a tripod, only 10 feet up, it spotted me right away. And my biggest error was that I wore a flannel shirt that was dark in color. It was green, and when I hunt in a tree and I got a tree as a background, it blends in really well. But in hindsight, I didn't think about being in that little hole, all that light green coverage around me being darker and standing out. I kind of expected, thinking about going into that hole, that it would be like a dark hole in the brush and that I'd blend in with that flannel as camel. and it did not blend in. It stood out dark against the green leaves. Now when I'm in a tree, it blends in. Every day you got to change. That's why you can't wear the same camo over and over and over again. You have to blend in with your surroundings for the day that you're hunting. Doesn't mean you have to wear expensive camo. Doesn't mean you have to wear fancy camo. It doesn't mean you have to wear camo at all. You just have to blend in so you're not noticed. I got noticed. That was a big doe. I made a little bit of noise with my camera arm, and she looked up and saw me. And I just froze, and she kept eating.